Okay. Now, I don't know if I'm going to get too sassy or not. The ladies probably don't think so. Okay. All right, thank you. Musing on a rose tattoo. Don't ask her why she did it. Tiny rose tattoo staining her right breast, close enough to the pink nipple to look like a tit with two eyes. Her husband hated it, even when reminded of his French lover in San Francisco with a spider tattoo on her neck. She could have chosen yellow daisy on her hip or bleeding heart on an ankle, probably less pain, yet pain validates life. She could dye her hair blonde, plastic surgery on her nose, join a weekly bridge club, or dedicate her life to Jesus again. 3/4 of her projected lifespan now passed. Maybe it's post-midlife, post-menopause, ashes of inner essence like a porous shawl, flesh sagging like a moth-spotted quilt. Time for a twisting pathway, an untried lane, seeking unexpected potholes and detours. Maybe she needs a lover who likes to kiss roses. But love is not enough, never enough. Old lovers linger in cobweb cocoons, hidden in musty attics, memory bones and rags. Photos produce no flesh heat. Today a rose tattoo, tomorrow dried rose petals in a jar. Why not a little blood, a little pain for life? Eventually, maggots hum hymns in all our deaf ears. New York in those days. I was dreaming of New York in those days, the high-ceiling apartment on Waverly Place with Mexican restaurant smells from the basement, our view of women's prison from the tiny alley balcony. I dreamed about the night Susan brought a folk singer home. We drank white wine and sang bad Bob Dylan. Sunday morning we were still awake. It was Easter. Leaning out the front window, twisting our necks, we could see Washington Square Park, that same black man in a Russian fur hat playing chess alone. Down the street, a sign hanging over a coffee house proclaimed, "Jesus sings tonight." Around the corner, a gay bar with no sign. We never saw the Easter parade, the outlandish finery and hats dogs dressed to match Ona's array. Nor did we ever see any movement from the dark-windowed monastery across the street. Years later, we saw newspaper photos of the little girl murdered in our old apartment, battered by her father who beat her mother. In my dream, she raced the streets, knocking on the monastery door, tugging at the suit of a man walking who winked at me, but who was not a man, but a woman dressed like a man. I tried to call to her, but could only muster mumbled murmurs. When I awakened from my dream as a middle-aged woman, I thought about the tiny bathroom where she died on the floor, clad only in thin panties, and where once Susan styled my long hair with a curling iron. We rode the subway to 85th Street, a party in a nice apartment. Ginger Rogers perched on a red sofa, waving hands dotted with brown age spots. A drunk Jackson Pollock slipping a grubby, paint-stained hand up my skirt. A merry time to be 21, live in the village, and meet exciting people who gushed over my southern accent. Finally, I went back home to grow up and drive on red dirt roads. But when I awakened from that dream as a middle-aged woman, I wondered if that little girl, a nameless ghost now, had time to marvel at wet snowflakes slipping down the apartment's floor-to-ceiling windows in awe of Christmas lights flashing on the Washington Square stone arc, hoping Santa Claus would linger by the fireplace, sip a cup of warm eggnog, leave her a red ribbon gift of purple mittens.